Yeah, we bring reviews of your house. Talk to our dudes of your house. I bring my views of your house. Wrestling truths of your house. We talk to you in your house. We keeps it cool in your house. We keeps it cool in your house. I'm spitting truths in your house. Yes, Mark's hating on his fans. Becky Nish on the man. Play with two like alliance. Household a dangerous alliance. I am an army like Cody, and I'm overcoming like Kobe. No, they cannot hold me. Come listen, I'm hosting, critiquing, I'm boasting. This wrestling I'm knowing.
Fuck this shit! It's all about podcasts these days.
This is Leo Rush, the NXT Cruiserweight Champion, and you are listening to the In Your House podcast.
This is Austin Theory of Evolve, and you're listening to the In Your House podcast.
This is AEW's Darby Allin, and you're listening to In Your House podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to In Your House, starring Alakan House. This is the People's Podcast. Hey guys, you already know who it is. It's your boy Con, ready to give you that work when it comes to this professional wrestling business. That is what we do, and hey, we love it. So let me let you guys know where you guys can listen to this at. You guys can listen to this at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Himalaya. Hey, you don't have an Apple device? That's alright. We're on Google Play. Anywhere that you guys are, we can get to you. And ooh, where is the clock? I'm checking the time because last time that I checked, In Your House was the hottest professional wrestling podcast in the Midwest, cause he hit him with that work, ayy, work, ayy, round the clock. You guys already know what it is. Oh yes, the director is in the house, and I am feeling good, feeling great. How are you folks today? The members of the household in the 14 different countries across these great United States and locally right here in Indiana. And you know, it's a gloomy day today, guys. Really gloomy day, and it's a Monday, which is just a double kick in the nads. But you know what? It's all right though, you know, because the director's feeling pretty damn good today. You know, came this past weekend. I was in Greenwood. Went over to a studio over there for a podcast. Uncle Buck's House Podcast went there and promoted some professional wrestling, indie wrestling, talked about a few different promotions that I've done work for, and just talking about wrestling, period, because as you guys know, when we started this podcast, the whole goal was to not only just talk about wrestling from a fan's perspective and have fun doing it, and then it just blew up way bigger than we ever could have imagined, but also try to bridge the gap between people that don't watch wrestling anymore and us diehard fans, because we want people to understand. We want people to understand why we still love this. And I was so happy and honored to hop on there with Kyle Buck and my good friend Nick Oaks, who I've known for several years. And guys, check it out. Uncle Buck's House Podcast. Great show. They just kind of shoot the shit about everything in a great studio setting. I had a blast there, and you know, they were very open-minded about professional wrestling, and that's what we like, man. Open-mindedness, understanding, tolerance, you know. And I got a chance to talk about a couple of different promotions. I touched a little bit on DCCW, touched a lot on New Wave Pro, which I do a lot of work for as creative and as, you know, they're one of their commentators, and talked a little bit about Upstart Pro. But the main one that I kind of like kind of pushed into the forefront just to kind of get them to try to come out and check it out and just kind of see what it's all about. It's the promotion that I've really talked a lot about, and you guys have heard me just gush about it, and that's Bizarro Lucha. I had a chance to talk to them about it and how the fan base is so different and unique, and we spoke a little bit about it. I'm not going to give too much of it away because that's going to be dropping this Wednesday, so check that out. Be on that podcast. But I just talked a little bit about how when you go to typical professional wrestling shows, like it's not some, especially in Indiana, and I'm not bashing, I'm just talking, so please don't get me wrong here, folks. You go to a professional wrestling show for the most part in Indiana, and it's not the most culturally diverse place, you know, and Bizarro Lucha is completely and totally different from that, and it's great, and I got a chance to gush about Bizarro Lucha and talk about it, but now I get a chance to talk about it again, because we have a guest on the show today on this fine Monday morning, and that is my good friend and buddy, Zane Pasley, and of course he's always flanked by Mr. Bizarro. How's it going, bro?
Oh, I am doing awesome. How are you doing? Thank you for
fantastic.
Such kind words and expressing your love for Bizarro Lucha and that we're trying to do something a little different there.
Yes, man. I love what you guys do. I mean, it's the most unique show that you're going to go to in the entire state, probably the Midwest. I haven't hit too many shows outside of the state, here and there, but for sure Bizarro Lucha is just unique and different. It's a great time, and I had a chance to put those fan lenses back on at a show when I went there, and I had a blast at the last show, man. You guys do a great job.
Well, thank you so much, and you know we do try to cater to the fans. We don't try to push things that are our agenda, but we are looking for obviously the pro wrestling fans, but we're also trying to get new fans in there to try to make it a little different. And thank you so much for talking about that. What's your favorite television show that's not pro wrestling?
Oh, that's a good question, because I'm a big Rick and Morty guy, like adult cartoons, I guess, is what I mainly watch outside of professional wrestling, honestly.
Okay, so the first couple seasons of Rick and Morty, it wasn't water cooler talk. It wasn't something that people posted about on Twitter as it was going on. Yeah. Right? It took a couple years to really get going. One of my favorite television shows of all time is Breaking Bad. Yeah. Okay. That's great. The first 3 seasons, nobody really talked about it, and then in the final season, the season premiere did huge numbers. Okay. Yeah. How do we get that going in pro wrestling? Not just at Bizarro Lucha, but how do we get that cultural zeitgeist going where people need to talk about it, where people are interested in it, even if they, I don't cook meth for a living. I don't think that you're a time traveler, right?
No, nope.
Okay. So how do we get those things going that people talk about it all the time, or bring new people over to it, and it's not just a niche thing. So that's something that we try to do at Bizarro Lucha, and I know other places are doing that too. So how do we bridge that gap from we don't want those redneck pro wrestling fans that are spitting into a spittoon and just come to yell vulgarities at people. We want everybody there to have fun, and we want everyone there to feel welcome. How do we get those new people in there to do that?
That great point. That's what I'm saying. And A Cold Dead Body in the Woods that you guys just did earlier this month on February 9th, man, it was a vibe. Once again, it was the second show that I had ever been to. But like you said, it's not just those typical fans that wrestling still kind of gets scrutinized for from people that don't really watch. They think that it's mainly like the Caucasian, redneck type crowd. But no, man, professional wrestling has evolved so much that I'm sitting over there watching Lee Moriarty go up against Trip Cassidy, and everybody in the crowd is like, all right, give it to him, Trip, give it to him, Trip, give it to him. Like, just appreciating the art form of professional wrestling instead of just yelling at the guy that they hate or something like that, you know, or yelling profanity or slurs at the heel that's maybe a little different than what they're used to. It was an appreciation of wrestling. It was great. It was a good feel. And I really think that what you guys do is what professional wrestling should be in 2020 moving forward. It should be appreciated for the in-ring aspect of it, but also having way over the top and fun characters, man.
Yeah, I totally agree. You know, one person that I have not gotten along with very well at Bizarro Lucha is a guy named Nick Iggy. Okay, he's the ringleader of the Carnies.
Yeah.
He is the only two-time Luchaversal champion. I don't like him. The fans don't like him. But damn it, we appreciate the work ethic he does. Yeah. We appreciate what he puts into his character. We appreciate what he brings to the table. Even though I don't like him, I still got to appreciate him.
Yep. And you got to share that locker room with him. He's coming out and he's celebrating his birthday in the most asshole-ish way possible. and you know, we on the Bizarro Lucha Cold Dead Body in the Woods review show that me and my buddy Docs did, we did give him some praise, even though he's a complete ass. But the way he soaks it in, he soaks in the hate and just kind of takes it in. It's refreshing, man. I really like it. Like, and he's the type of guy, like in the Lucky 13 or Unlucky 13 Battle Royal, when he got eliminated, the crowd went nuts. He's just that guy that everybody loves to hate, man. It's great.
Well, he's done so much at Bizarro Lucha in our 10 episodes that we've had so far. He's done so much that everybody just expected him to weasel his way into winning the Unlucky 13 Battle Royal. And when he was eliminated by Ace and Atticus, it was a catharsis for the fans that we weren't going to have another asshole reign from him for a while, from Nick Iggy, and so it was a release for us, I think.
Oh, man, that's what it felt like. I mean, I saw some video on social media. I mean, oh my gosh, Bizarro Lucha was all over social media the night of and the night after, because you guys did a great job and went live there with IWTV. Really just put on for Bizarro Lucha in the best way possible. But I saw a video of him getting eliminated, and somebody in the crowd literally walked up to him and gave him the double bird as he's there laying down, eliminated. I'm like, this is great. The passion of these fans is amazing, man. I like I said, I feel like all I do is gush about Bizarro Lucha, but man, it's absolutely deserved, Zane. You guys deserve it.
Well, thank you so much. It's obviously a team effort, and Tripp and Shotzi, our founders, are amazing, and I'm really looking forward to some of the crazy stuff that our new owner, Bradley Prescott IV, is bringing to the table. He's an unproven commodity as far as owning a promotion, and so it's going to be interesting with him at the helm.
Oh, absolutely! The Natty Daddy now running things there at Bizarro Lucha, and it's gonna be it's gonna be amazing, because he seems like he just likes to have a whole lot of fun, and your guys' next show is gonna be great. Now, one thing I want to ask you, man, I have to ask you this, because there's a million things to be excited about with Bizarro Lucha, so much, but I want to ask you this, being on the inside, and you obviously, you know, overseeing a whole lot as far as making sure the show goes as it needs to and everything. For this next show, the Ghost in the Machine, going down March 15th at the Indiana City Brewing Company, I want to ask you this, man. What's something that you're most excited about going into this next show, the Ghost in the Machine?
Well, first off, I want to let people know that it is an R-rated event, okay?
Yeah.
But it's at a brewery. We expect people to come there, have a great time, drink a lot of beer, drink a lot of water also.
Yeah.
But kids are allowed there. It's not a show that's geared towards kids. But if you have a teenager and you think that they are old enough to attend our event, then they are welcome. We want everybody there to have fun, but be mindful that it's not catered towards kids.
Right.
One of the things I'm not sure if you noticed, all of our events start at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We open the doors at 6:30. Okay, we have so many great, talented people that want to come and be part of Bizarro Lucha that we're starting to do more pre-show stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we open the doors at 6:30, the show's starting. Okay, it's not a get there, sit around and wait. I want people to get there at 5:30. That way they can have a couple beers, use the restroom, be ready when the doors open at 6:30. That they're ready to have a great time.
Yeah.
So part of the things that we're doing right now is we're starting to do more of a pre-show event where it's separate from Ghost in the Machine.
Sure.
So it's got a little bit of a vibe. It's getting people geared up for the main event, the main show.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if you're familiar with Tamaya Greenlee. She runs a great Twitter at Scholar and Elbow. It's like collar and elbow, but scholarship.
Clever.
Scholar and Elbow. So she's taken more of an educational approach to pro wrestling.
Yeah.
And so she's interested in the world of professional wrestling. So at our last event, she was our pre-show ring announcer. Okay, she showed up about an hour before the show started, and she got right into that ring. Okay, so at this next event, Ghost in the Machine on March 15th, you're going to see a lot more of Tamaya. And, I think it's really important. I'm a cis white male. Trip and Bradley are cis white males. Okay, I heard your last conversation with Percy Davis, and something that you said was representation matters.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So to be able to have a strong young black female there, to be able to call some of the action, to be able to be one of the faces of our company, I think that's really important. And it's not just we just didn't get her because she's a pretty young black woman. No, she's earned it. She's getting out there. She's doing things. So representation matters, and it matters to us. And we want her to be there, and we want everybody to know that they are welcome at Bizarro Lucha.
Absolutely, man. And like I've said before, representation matters. So when I saw that you guys were kind of getting behind her, and I noticed it, I that stuff that I noticed, I was like, this just makes me love this promotion even more, because you guys are representing everybody. Everybody deserves to be represented. And for you to bring her on, a young African-American scholar, pretty girl, pretty small, but also very smart and educated, that was a great get for you guys, and it's going to be interesting to see her grow in this role with such an interesting and intriguing company. I think she's just gonna she's gonna be better off for it and probably go pretty far because of it. So, good for you guys to give her that type of opportunity to grow as a talent, and good on her for showing the interest in coming in and doing what's best for her and what's best for the company. So it just seems like it's going to be a great partnership moving forward, man.
Yeah, I expect great things coming from Tamaya.
Oh, yes, man, yes. And speaking of great things, man, let's talk about one of these great matches real quick that you guys are going to be putting on here. And, man, everybody knows who Ace Perry is. Super great talent in the ring. I got my first look at him at the last show. I've seen him, of course, on social media, but hadn't been to a show where he was at. But I got a chance to see him, and he's awesome. Another guy that I got a chance to see was Lee Moriarty, as he made his debut earlier this month, and he was super impressive against Tripp. These two are going to go up against each other in what I'm hearing, what people are saying, could be the show-stealing match of the night. I mean, what are you thinking about this, and what's your thoughts on this match between Lee Moriarty and Ace Perry?
I think, I don't know how much more I can add to what you just said. It's going to be two fast, young veterans. They are both young veterans, and Lee has only been in the business for a couple of years, and Alex Shelley is saying that he's one of his favorite wrestlers.
Oh
Trip Cassidy said that it could have been his best match ever. So, for a young guy to be given that much praise from people who know, then that's definitely somebody to watch. And Ace, he's been, I believe that he's been on every Bizarro Lucha card that we've had. He's a great kid, another young veteran, and they're two fast guys that can both fly and work technical. It's going to be a blink and you'll miss it type match. You got to keep your eyes open for that one.
Oh, yes. It is that match is definitely something that I think a lot of people should be looking forward to. I mean, it's a great card altogether, what you guys have already released, don't get me wrong, but that one definitely caught my eye after knowing what I know about Ace Perry and seeing what he can do, and then getting my first glance at Lee Moriarty. That's definitely going to be something that's going to be a barn burner right there. But, guys, real quick, we're going to take a little break, a little pause for the cause. And when we come back, we're going to continue our conversation with Zane Pasley. Hey guys, this is the director, Con House of In Your House, and this episode is sponsored by Podcorn. Podcorn is a marketplace connecting podcasters to amazing podcast sponsorship opportunities such as host read ads, interview segments, topical discussions, and more. With Podcorn, there is no middleman. Podcasters of all sizes can browse and choose opportunities right on the platform, set their own rates, and collaborate with brands directly without any exclusivities. You never give up any rights to your podcast, and Podcorn is here to support you at every step to ensure you're protected and compensated for the work that you do for brands. The marketplace mission is to give podcasters transparency, creative control and freedom, and full control of how and when they monetize. So check the show notes on this episode and you will see a link to www.podcorn.com/podcasters. But now it's time to get back to In Your House. Welcome back, household, to In Your House, hosted by the director, Con House, and I am sitting in here with Zane Pasley as we're talking about Bizarro Lucha, one of the hottest professional wrestling promotions in the entire state of Indiana. And one thing I want to ask you, I guess I'm going to have to, I've done it before, but I guess I'll have to ask you to step aside again, Zane, because I want to talk to Mr. Bizarro, and I want to ask him, I want to ask him something specifically. So one thing, Mr. Bizarro, that I want to ask you about is when we talked about the show, me and one of my other co-hosts, we talked about how you're like the cool dad of Bizarro Lucha. You know, like how you're just like the kick-ass guy, but it's like, drink water, you know, don't drink and drive, you know, leave your keys, you're staying here for the night if you're going to drink. You're like the cool dad, man. So, like, is that how you intended for your personality to be? Or just because of who you are, you know, deep inside is the type of person that just cares? Because you and Zane both are just very... You guys carry yourselves well, man, and you guys care about people, and you guys are very self-aware of what's going on around you in this new age here in 2020. So was that how you intended to be? Was to be the drink water, respect everybody type of guy, or did that just kind of happen, man?
Oh man, if you were at the very first Bizarro Lucha. It was at Hatching the Egg, and it's cut from the IWTV feed, so you can't find it anywhere. I had a whole character where I was basically Dario Cueto from Lucha Underground, yes, where I was in between a Technico and a Rudo, and my allegiances shifted from time to time and opportunity and segment to segment, you know, and that was okay, all right? Yeah. But that wasn't my authentic self.
Yeah.
Okay, so when James C. Businessman came in and bullied people around, I had to take kind of that stand. And, you know, one time it was hot as fuck, in Indiana City Brewing Company.
Yeah.
All right. And the tap room manager came up to me and said, "Hey, make sure that you're telling people to drink water." It's like, why haven't I been doing that all night? So drink your damn water. Drink a beer. Have a great time.
Yeah.
But drink your water also. Okay? And with Uber and Lyft and taxi cabs available in Indianapolis, nobody should be drinking and driving. That's just fucking stupid.
Agreed.
Okay? So figure it out beforehand, but if you get in that situation where you decided to have that extra beer and you're not ready to drive, call the fucking Lyft and come back and get your car the next day. It's just stupid not to do that. So thank you for the question. Yes. It has been an evolution, and kind of going along the way, trying to figure things out because, every event is different, so every opportunity is a little different, but trying to be your authentic self. It's basically that guy turned up to 10, but then back down maybe 0.5%.
Absolutely, man. I personally love it because I'm a big advocate on drinking water. I'm sitting here drinking right now while I'm talking to you. So I'm a big advocate on that. Drink your water, don't do anything stupid. I'm a dad myself, so you kind of see things through different lenses, I guess, when you become a parent. At least that's what I've learned. And like a lot of those, because the biggest thing about Bizarro Lucha is it's really the younger crowd. I mean, you guys get a lot of different demographics, but there's really like between like 20 and 25-year-old kids that I see that go there and just enjoy wrestling, which is great. I love it. Yeah. I love to see the younger generation enjoying wrestling, but they got to be smart too, man. And I'm glad that you provide that dad type feel to it. I really love that.
I'm 42. I'm usually one of the oldest people there. Okay.
Yeah.
You go to other pro wrestling shows, I'm kind of the middle of the pack, or I'm sometimes I'm not the youngest person in the room, but I'm pretty close to it. Bizarro Lucha, we want those hipster kids. We want those college kids. We want those people that are disenfranchised, those outliers of society. We want them to come and have a fucking great time. And one of the great things at Indiana City Brewing Company, they have a new T-shirt out, says "Do dope shit." Okay. That's one of our parents out there saying, do dope shit. Do the shit that makes you happy and have fun and doesn't hurt other people. Okay? Another great thing there is, you said drink your water. They have cisterns out there of water. They have pitchers of water out there. You don't even need to ask for it. It's already out there. They want you to have a great, fun, safe time there.
That's great, man. That's what I love that, man, because the time that we're living in now, there's so much dangers out there, man, that you can put yourself into. But if we just have somebody in wrestling like telling us make better decisions, and there's a lot of people in wrestling now that are saying that, and there's still those archaic views and archaic ways out there that's here still but phasing out. But I really love where wrestling is going now, where instead of wrestlers out there juicing up and everything, you'll see them promoting themselves on social media or in the gym or playing video games or something, instead of out there, with the booger sugar and all that stuff. Just it's the whole dynamic of what professional wrestling is now compared to what it was. Like now, me jumping in the business now, doing the whole director thing and commentary and stuff like that, I'm so happy and fortunate to have jumped in it now, as opposed to back then when I wasn't, I'm not a drug user or anything like that, or trying to beef myself up to be huge. I'm just a video game playing nerd who likes sports and loves wrestling and is a dad and stuff like that. So the condition of professional wrestling, of what it's becoming now, it's more, I guess, pushed towards guys like me, and I really love it, man, because it gives me a chance to fellowship with like my other co-hosts, guys like Earl Joseph, guys like you, that are just cool guys, period. Like not out here trying to be. I mean, yeah, of course, when the camera's on, we're somebody else. But when I can sit up there and just talk to you like a person, man, it's better. You know what I mean?
Well, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you making it out to the shows. I know that you are super busy doing lots of stuff, so appreciate that you giving the love to Bizarro Lucha.
Oh, man, you guys deserve it. Like I said, you guys are exactly what I feel like pro wrestling should be like in 2020. Is just fun. I mean, completely like athletic, but having some stories there too. I love the fact that you guys are moving stories along. It's really fun, really great, and it makes you want to go out to each show and see what's going to happen next.
Now, can I give you something stupid that we're doing this next time at Ghost in the Machine on March 15th?
Sure.
I don't know if you've seen this posted yet, but it is going to be the Mennonite megastar Levi Everett versus the Lord of the Yard, Dale Patricks, in a fans bring the weapons match. We've never done a fans bring the weapons match at Bizarro. So, you know, I don't know how the fuck this is going to go, because it's going to be stupid. It's going to be fun, but it's going to be stupid. And as I say at the beginning of every event, we don't have guardrails. If the wrestlers are coming towards you, if it looks like the wrestlers are coming towards you, they probably are, so get the fuck out of the way.
Get out of the way.
Okay? Now, if you guys are bringing stupid weapons, make sure that you realize that those weapons could turn against you. Okay? So if you do the barbed wire bat, or if you do thumbtacks and they fly off, you know, that's on the fans. You guys have chosen those things.
Yep.
So, you know, one of the greatest matches I've ever seen, not athletic matches, just crazy-ass shit, was Levi versus Mance Warner at the last event.
Ooh,
so, you know, what are Levi and Dale Patrick going to do to each other? You know, and they like each other, but they want to put on a hell of a show for the fans.
Yes, man. And, I mean, that's the thing. Who knows what fans are going to bring? And, you know, Levi's going to bring one of those doors that he made. He made the door himself, man.
He made that door.
It's awesome, man. It's just a great time. You guys put on a great show. Now, I'm going to shift it to something a little bit more serious as far as Bizarro Lucha goes. And man, that's the menace that is really becoming Atticus Cogar, man. He has won the Unlucky 13 Battle Royal, and this sick fuck, I mean, this guy comes out at the end of the show, and he's putting a paper, or not a paper bag, but a plastic grocery bag over the head of the Luchaversal champion, heavyweight hustle Calvin Tankman, trying to not only take his title, but take his life. I mean, this guy, I don't know if you know, but what is Atticus Cogar's problem? This guy's just angry all the time.
Why, if you're going to pick on somebody, why would you pick on the biggest man in the room?
Right. My God.
I mean, I guess that's calling your shot. You won that championship opportunity. So, yeah, and really, how are you going to take down Calvin Tankman, Mr. Heavyweight Hustle, indestructible Calvin Tankman, unless you kill him? You know, so maybe it's not that crazy of a stretch. I don't know. Thank God or Cthulhu or whoever you thank.
Whoever you pray to, whatever.
That Mance came out and helped, because I wasn't going to get in there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mix it up with Atticus Cogar.
No.
That dude's insane.
Yes.
So you know, I know that Tankman wants retribution, but Manser called it first. He's going to take on Atticus at this at Ghost in the Machine, and you know, he's called the Southern Psycho for a reason.
Oh yeah.
He's nuts. And so you got one of the biggest stars in independent wrestling and Major League Wrestling in Mance Warner taking on a guy that's making his name out there with GCW and part of 440, Atticus Cogar. And you've seen Atticus, you know he's insane. So it's going to be it's going to be a wild match. And for people who aren't familiar with Bizarro Lucha, there are no countouts.
Nope.
There are no disqualifications other than removing your opponent's mask.
No,
so
no
you know, who knows
guys,
what?
None of that.
Yeah, who knows what's going to happen with these two guys? You know, they don't like each other. It's not one of those matches where, oh, I respect you, I know we're going to have good, clean fun. No, these are two crazy dudes that don't like each other, and it's going to be wild.
Yes, it is, man. Yes, it is. It's going to be that match is another one. My gosh, this show is Ghost in the Machine is really shaping up to be a fantastic show. Once again, I know I keep saying it, but you guys do a great job. Every show is your guys' best show. But we talked a little bit about the Luchaversal champion, heavyweight hustle, indestructible Calvin Tankman. Love that guy. Love what he does in the ring. But man, Calvin has got a big test ahead of him.
Big is right.
You know it, brother. You know it. As he has to deal with Magnanimous Creations, and specifically the biggest member of Magnanimous Creations, and that is Malphus. And this guy is scary big. You know that Dr. Magnanimous is probably going to be somewhere nearby in the shadows. So it seems like, and not only that, Zane and Mr. Bizarro, not only that, Calvin has to worry about watching his back, because who knows, Atticus could possibly show up. So not only does he have to worry about the biggest member of Magnanimous Creations and Malphus and the doctor that's going to be in the shadows, he also has to worry about Atticus in the shadows as well, trying to shoot his shot. That match is going to be crazy between two big guys in Malphus and Calvin Tankman, but it looks like the deck is stacked up against Tankman, man. What are you thinking about that match?
Well, I don't know how Dr. Nephilim Magnanimous, or as some people call him, Dr. Magnum Nefarious, has weaseled his way, but the only creation that I see that's booked on this event in a match is Malphus.
Yeah.
So you got Glitch running around, you got Gravity running around, you know, so, and they're not going to be preoccupied with getting ready for their own stuff. I don't know what's going on with them. And as you said, Malphus is ginormous.
Yes.
And he eliminated the most people in the Unlucky 13 Rumble. So it's, you know, it's going to be wild. Two other matches. I know that we're running short on time, but two other matches that I want to put over.
Sure, please.
Alley Cat versus Trip Cassidy, which both those people have a lot to prove, both to themselves and to the Bizarro Lucha fans. They're taking each other on, and I don't know if you saw recently Allie's match with Mance Warner for GCW, but you know that she's hardcore, and she's not afraid to prove it. And then another match, first time ever, it is Gary J. from St. Louis, the Stiff Robo Ginger, Gary J., is going to be taking on Dark Sheik from Hood Slam. And Dark Sheik is an out trans wrestler. She's amazing. We love her. She's been to Bizarro several times.
Awesome.
And Gary J. has been to Bizarro several times. But this will be their first time ever wrestling each other. So it's going to be a crazy match. And I said just two, but I also want to put over one other one. We have a Bizarro Lucha debut it's going to be the ringleader, Nick Iggy, who obviously everybody knows who he is if they follow Bizarro Lucha. But from Australia, Shaza McKenzie is going to be making her Bizarro Lucha debut. So she's internationally known. She's been on AEW, you know. It's going to be a rare appearance in the States for her, so we're excited about that.
Oh my goodness, you guys are just so, I love it, man. You guys are just really just belting out these great shows, man. And one thing that I just really love is the sustainability, because, and I'm not here to, I don't do that. I don't trash other promotions or anything like that, but it's hard to do what you guys do. I've seen people try to do it, and they just can't maintain it. You guys do it, and every single show is your best show. You guys not only put that tagline out, but you guys earned it, because you guys just constantly put out great shows, and now you guys are going live on IWTV and just gaining this crazy buzz, man. What are your guys' hopes as far as this promotion? How long do you guys think you guys can make this last, man? Because you guys are killing it in the whole state of Indiana, and I'm telling people that aren't even fans of professional wrestling, you guys have to go out and go to Bizarro Lucha, because it's not. I mean, yeah, it's a wrestling show, but it's a wrestling show that you can go to, and it's like. It's one of those things that where it's like, oh, what do you want to do tonight? Oh, there's this really dope-ass professional wrestling show. We can go there, get a few drinks, take the ladies out, and we just have a good old time. And then we could probably hit the town after that. You guys are doing something that is so, like, relevant, like, cool, like, cutting edge here, now, that any age can go to it, but really that young, hip 20 to 25 that's trying to be cool and trendy, and you guys are sustaining it. Is that your guys' goal, is to hook in that crowd and keep them, or is it, or what is the end game here for Bizarro Lucha?
Well, we want people to be there. It doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are.
Yeah.
We want you to be there and feel welcome. You don't have to we're not gatekeepers. You don't need to know who everybody on the card is to have a good time. We try to explain it, or our characters get themselves over so that either you're a fan of them or you hate them.
Yeah.
Okay? So one thing that I love about our partnership with IndependentWrestling.tv or IWTV.live, it's only $9.99 a month. They have so many great promotions out there. So you can go back and see all of our previous events. So if you want to get caught up, great. You don't need to do that. You can just come fresh face and love it. But one of the great things about the partnership with them is that we have our Bizarro Lucha t-shirt available. It's amazing. So go to iwtv.shop and you can purchase a Bizarro Lucha shirt. And I've always been one of those people that, oh, don't be that guy. Don't wear the t-shirt of the band that you're going to see. It's just weird to me. But no, we want you to show up in your Bizarro Lucha t-shirts. I'm going to be wearing mine, okay? Show up in it. We love it. I can't wait until I see one out in the wild. I've seen them online. I own one myself, but I can't wait until I'm walking down the street and somebody is in a Bizarro Lucha t-shirt. That's going to be the biggest thrill to me ever. So, but yeah, we want people to show up. We want them to have fun. PWG, Pro Wrestling Gorilla, out of California. They were in their little American Legion post for a long time, and they eventually got bigger than that. We don't care about that. We want to be at Indiana City Brewing Company forever. We want to fill that place every single time. Now, it'll be nice once it creates enough buzz that people think that they have to buy the tickets the day that they're released. That'll be a cool feeling.
Oh yeah.
But fuck, man, you were at a cold dead body in the woods.
Yep.
We hadn't been there. We hadn't done an event for 4 months prior to that, and that place was packed. Okay, don't sleep on it. Get your tickets. Don't sleep on it. We want to see you there. We don't want to shut anybody out.
Yeah, for sure. As soon as 6:30 hit, because I was there doing little backstage exclusive interviews here and there and just having a great time and talking to everybody. But as soon as 6:30 hit, the floodgates opened and people just started coming in. And I knew for a fact there was some newer fans that were there, because I was standing next to a couple young ladies that were like asking me questions like, oh, who's the big doctor there? Who are those? What are those? The guys that he comes out with, and I was just kind of explaining it because I was trying to bring him up to speed. I was like, that's Dr. Magnanimous, and those are his creations that he created in his lab, and now he manages them. and she kind of looked at me funny a little bit, but I was like, trust me, it all makes sense and it's all in fun. And she was like, okay. So I think giving her that little bit of backstory kind of jumped her, into it and kind of got her invested and just letting people know what's what. And that's kind of what I wanted. I was happy somebody asked me, because it means that you're paying attention and you care enough to ask questions.
Yes, definitely. And, I think I want thank you for this opportunity to talk on In Your House. I know your great listeners are looking forward to each and every one of your episodes. I hope that they have an opportunity to listen to this one because, I want people that aren't normally Bizarro Lucha fans, haven't been to a show yet, I want them to come and feel like they're welcome. Okay,
Yeah.
Some people say it's their family. Some people say it's their church. Okay, everybody's welcome. We want them to come in and have fun, and don't feel like you have to know everything to step foot in there. It's not a closed society. We want new people there.
Yes.
We want them to join our regulars. We want you to become a new regular because we want you there.
Yes, man. Yes, and I gotta say, man, the direction that you guys are going in, I don't feel like you guys are, but I hope you guys never steer away because it's absolutely working. I'm seeing it from the outside looking in, and I'm seeing how people are reacting to it. The crazy buzz that you guys are getting on social media after a show. The electricity is still in the air the day after the show. And we're talking about a show that runs on a Sunday. So for the electricity to still be in the air on a Monday, on those dreary, gloomy, Mondays, it's awesome. It's great. And it just creates that environment. And Bizarro Lucha has created a culture within itself that is nothing like anything else. Yes, you guys are so welcoming to everybody, but I know when I came last year, I felt like for a second an outsider. Me and Hutch have talked about that before. Not in a way of like anybody pushed us out or made us feel that way. It just felt like it was so exclusive and cool. It was like being a VIP when you go into a club, You see the same you see the same VIPs that you saw the last time, but then when you're new to the VIP, you're like, okay, I don't understand what's going on. Everybody's been here before and stuff. But dude, you guys are so accepting, so welcoming. I felt that same feeling earlier this month when I went to a cold dead body in the woods. You guys do a fantastic job, and I hope it never changes, because what you guys are doing now is finger on the pulse, what wrestling needs to be: accepting, fun, athletic, storytelling, character-driven. Everything that you guys are doing is on fucking point. I love it. So Zane, it is your time, man, to plug anything that you want to plug, your social medias, upcoming appearances, anything else that you want to say about the show. This is your open floor, and it is your time to plug it.
All right. A Ghost in the Machine is March 15th at Indiana City Brewing Company, downtown Indianapolis. Plenty of parking available. Eat before you get there, because the only restaurant that's close is a Hardee's. Okay, you can buy those tickets at paypal.me/Bizarro tickets. You can follow Bizarro Lucha on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all at Bizarro Lucha. You can follow Mr. Bizarro on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. Bizarro 317, and on Facebook it's just Mr. Bizarro. If you want to follow Zane, you can follow him on Twitter and Instagram at Zane Pasley. That's Pasley. Don't follow me on Facebook because it's just family stuff. It's not really wrestling stuff on there. Mm-hmm. Make sure that you subscribe to IWTV.live. You can watch Bizarro Lucha live there. You can watch replays. You can follow all sorts of great independent wrestling there. Make sure you buy your Bizarro Lucha t-shirts. And Mr. Bizarro and Zane are both available for bookings during WrestleMania week down in the Tampa area. And both of us are ordained ministers if you want to get married down at Mania week. So take me up on that offer. I'm totally serious.
Oh man, that is so awesome, man. Gosh, is there anything that you can't do, man? Because it seems like you do it all, man. I absolutely love it.
I can't wrestle. I'll let those guys wrestle. I can't do that.
Whoo, same, bro. I can run my mouth all day, but as soon as you ask me to step into a ring and take some bumps, I'm like, But,
nope.
But, man, in all seriousness, though, Zane, Mr. Bizarro, both of you guys, thank you so much for once again coming on the show. Thank you so much for all the work that you guys are doing in professional wrestling, specifically Bizarro Lucha, because I thoroughly enjoyed and have a blast coming and being a part of that universe. Just thank you, man, for taking out time out of your busy schedule to come on the show and promote and bless the podcast once again. I know I keep saying it, but, man, thank you.
Well, thank you, and you do a great job, and can't wait to see you at the next event.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Guys, you guys know what it is. Bizarro Lucha. That is a ghost in the machine. That's going down March 15th at the Indiana City Brewing Company. You guys don't want to miss this event to see some of the hottest superstars before they move on to that next level, because it's happened before. And you guys, if you guys want to see some great knockout, drag-out wrestling with fun storytelling and just a cult-like crowd that just loves to have fun and are so accepting and diverse. If you love being part of diversity, or if you feel excluded at professional wrestling events, your typical professional wrestling event, guys, listen to me. Listen to the sound of my voice. Household, if you feel excluded at any typical professional wrestling event, the director promises you, I promise you, that if you go to Bizarro Lucha, you will not feel that feeling. You'll be included. You will have a great fucking time, and you will not have to worry about anything. But the only thing you guys need to worry about now is that this show is ending. It is time to call this another great episode. But guys, that's what we do. We just churn out great episodes on a regular basis. You know why? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Because we give y'all that work. So let me let you guys know where you guys can listen to this at. You guys can listen to this at Apple Podcast, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Himalaya. Hey, you don't have an Apple device? That's alright. We're on Google Play. Anywhere that you guys are, we can get to you. Hey, check me out this coming Saturday. It's going down the DDIT. That's the Dynamic Duo Invitational Tag Tournament at Upstart Pro, and your boy, the director's going to be on commentary. Moving right along to March 7th. You know what it is. New Wave Pro, Steel City Madness, and it's going to be a great time as the director is in the house. Joey O'Reilly is going up against the right hand of God, Sam Knight, in the cage. Guys, what are you doing? Buy a freaking shirt. That's www.prowrestlingtees.com/in-your-house. Get this work. Get this shirt. And guys, we tell you this all the time. Hop on this bandwagon. Get on or get gone. Because the household, well, we still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day and a great rest of your week. Peace.